Alright, a new weekly shorts week is out, and we have to watch the world records from previous week, and because I never showed that yet, also from week 45. I never went through this actually, because this 1 week I didn't upload a discovery video. So we quickly also check out these records from this week here. We have iCoco with the world records here. It was a mix of plastic and platform with quite different lines. Very inside finish was extremely important. But yeah, here you can see how they speed slid and which plastic they went over, which platform they took to have more grip, how inside this last turn was. Yeah, this is their line here. Then we have the second map, which is a Susui record. I think he also won that campaign. This was like a skill map, you can say. With these drifts, but always with the help of plastic, but was still a bit awkward to drive in some parts. Wait, why are they so far ahead of my PP? I didn't really hunt this too much. It was also on my laptop at that time. But yeah, this here is extremely important. You want to be really as far right as possible, because otherwise the further left you are, the more you need to oversteer on the plastic. And this is like the line that everyone needed to get. And then the entry. It's always very important to be as inside as possible in those finishes. And Susui isn't very inside, but it is enough still for him to get a record, because he is definitely further outside than others. I would have thought that he gets sniped, but no. The third map was the one where I gave up in the discovery because it had only like 30 minutes time. Oops. And yeah, this here is the fastest way. They went here. Oh wait, Blood is the only one, I just realized. He's the only one to go there. What? How does that actually work? Huh? And then they found this combination. Basically, this map had thousands of ways. Always you had to take one checkpoint and then finish, and it was obvious you need to cut from a checkpoint into a finish that was belonging to another way. So if you would continue with this checkpoint, you usually would take this whole wall ride and then land here and then finish there. So it was quite obvious that you have to cut somehow, somewhere. And they figured out, yeah, you can come from this checkpoint with a bounce here, you can get to this finish immediately. So yeah, it was obvious that you have to search for this kind of strategy. But for Discover it will be quite annoying. So Susui with the second record. Mark is also always in the top 5, feels like. This was also interesting here, because look, Susui is driving completely different than the others. And has for such a map a very large gap to second place. There are some combinations here between magnet and a bit of grass here and there. And Susui goes extremely far left compared to the others. Now he goes extremely far to the right. He has of course this angle with that he stays inside. And while the others are using this penalty grass to start a speed slide, Susui actually counter steers and goes super inside, but no slide. He's definitely no slide. And now I don't know what it is, but he suddenly starts drifting. And I don't know why. What makes him suddenly drift? There must be something. Because he starts drifting or speed sliding in some moment, and then he immediately goes away from full steer. Here, this full steer, full steer, full steer. And now he stops full steering exactly in the moment where he gets speed slide, but I don't see him braking. I don't know if he's S4D'ing this. Okay. Ach, I see why. But in banked? Also he has that high speed, 625. Okay, it shows consistently 625. It's a bit weird, it's a bit bugged. But maybe he's just fast enough to get the speed side. Naja. Yeah, he got it pretty clean overall. So, now, next one. Uphill from here. This is interesting, guys. I will show you the top 5 after each other. I know the top 3 are interesting. So this is Aquarium. This map that combines your reactor and makes always interesting records and a bit of penalty quests. And there is a cut that you can see. Also first of all, you want to somehow land here in the start, that you always bounce and skip a little bit of the penalty. And there's this cut where you take the wall and you go into the finish. Now we check out 4th place and compare him. And he drives completely different already. Like, look at this. This is a replay that I don't know. They are basically equal. And then he's ahead. Also, like, completely different approach. He uses the stone, makes a small bug slide, gets a yeet here, makes another kind of bug slide, and then they are similar. Like, all this just to be similar. But he goes into this wall ahead of Aquarium. Now Aquarium is ahead, but iFusichel has like this very nice angle where he just yeets faster. So now Corny. What does he do? He also does this. And gets here also a soup. It is slightly ahead, gets however a mega end. Also yeah, also compare him to iPhysical. He is ahead, gets even here such a good, but then the other guy is catching up, but then comes this ending and look at Corny's end. He squeezes his car here, that's crazy. So now for a certain reason, we continue with T-Tok, the world record holder. And I cannot even say why the heck he's ahead here. But he goes ahead of Corny into this and has basically the same flight. Also he got a really, really good stone there and is far in front. He just drives inside. Gets this really good. Stand ahead of Corny. They are very similar. Corny just steers longer to the left, I guess. And this is why he's so low. And T-Tok goes above the tree, but still fast. So and now comes what would have been one of the cut of the years if he ended up with world record. Catch Up Disliker deserved this world record, but he didn't get it. Watch his run. This is like crazy. He goes to the left, takes this as reactor up now, takes this wall to fly. And now it gets interesting, because he flies exactly over this to get a yeet here. And now he gets enormous amount of speed. And you see all of the others are ahead. But he gets enormous amount of speed. He still needs to get this checkpoint, by the way. Let's watch it in ×1. He still needs to get this checkpoint. He yeets, gets the checkpoint here. And then he actually manages to hit this wall to bounce up. He even touches this one. But obviously he's not really getting to the finish. He's just jumping high. And then right before he would finish, he gets sniped at the bottom. If you watch it from the perspective here, then you can see where Catch Up Disliker is and how T-Tok, 3000s finishes ahead of him. That's actually crazy. And then last week, last week, guys, you know, I was thinking this was one of the best weeks. And I hunted also all the maps a bit, but not, like, I also didn't have perfect amount of time, to be honest. But I put some effort in. The first map here, I got a 0.67. I was once on a server to check the lines where I realized something, and people had driven a 0.60, and I think 0.60 is also the where I could have gotten to, but these 0.4 and low 0.5, no. Never had like the starts and endings for that. But yet the tapping is just crazy, how much they gain against me there. Like, how does he do that? And he is even using, like, he's not a keyboard player and still gets these incredible taps. Like, I'm basically doing the same, yeah, but you can see my green car, it just loses everything here. Just in this tapping, it is so strange. Like, Desert car is so strange. And this is, of course, one of my best starts, you know? Like, usually I'm even losing to this run that I drove here. And then you see Lord Quacked also just tapping and is so far ahead. It's so hard to say how this is possible. And then, of course, the small ramp cut basically from the so basically the dirt is a bit lower than the normal road, which means that if you just jump off from this edge here, you can minimize airtime. Otherwise, I want to say, as I come from Trackmania United forever, it was very difficult for me to figure out that going over the sand is actually the fastest strat. Because in Trackmania United forever, this would never be the fastest strat to cut this corner like this. This wouldn't work. Like, you have way too much of an edge here when you go onto the road again. Like, this is a... So I never really thought of this line, to be honest. Yeah. And this map combines basically this desert tapping with then speed sliding. And he is already ahead. You have different lines coming from further right, speed sliding them further inside, or you do it like him, but he got like the perfect angle. And has now, of course, a better approach for this last turn. And yeah, holy shit, what a run. He's actually really far ahead. Then came the second map, which is Snow Car. And also this map had a trick that I first show you my record. Also the trick here, first of all, how high do you land in this downhill? And then the trick is to full steer here, to lift your wheel. If you watch this, you use this uphill and full steer for a moment, as I do here, and then the inside wheels go a little bit up and they skip the penalty with that, you know? So you have only the right tires on the penalty in this moment. And also you of course want to be as close to the border as possible, I would assume, because you obviously touch less penalty the further right you are. No? So this is basically what you had to do to gain speed. And now, yeah, I went a bit to the left here to get a good angle for the jump, but the further left you are, the longer you're on penalty, of course. But also here I did like a small wiggle, so the right wheels go up now. I'm not sure if that really mattered. I think that the world records managed to jump over this border, to basically jump more inside than me. I guess, you know. But we will see that. Yeah, and then the ending. I mean, here I could have still improved by a bit more, but yeah, we take this. The records are extremely close together. Yeah, this is basically what I did. But what the heck did they do to be faster than me in the start? This is something I don't understand. Why am I the slowest car here? Like, literally nothing happened. Like, Reufler is also not doing a very specific crazy line. Like, what exactly happened here? Why would I have... Already now I have less speed. Like, it comes from this very first transition But I cannot really see what I did wrong, really. No idea. I just have less speed. Yeah, now you see that they actually goes just straight over this. And then aim for this edge. And Reufler is landing on this border, but that gives him basically a downhill. That's crazy. But yeah, if you watch it from my perspective against the others, I'm just having less speed after the landing. It's very strange, also cannot even... And with that speed disadvantage I also cannot make this border jump, you know? Now when you of course compare him the car that is the furthest left, so they went even more extreme to the right. But the thing is, even I land clean on the downhill. It is so strange that they actually get even more downhill speed. Naja, okay, but this is what you have to do. Now we go next. And we end up at this map. Yeah, surprisingly, the non-old car map was again my best map, where I tried to also get an absolute top position. We have myself with this run, a .86. You can also compare it to Granadi. Somehow Granadi gained a lot in the ending. Also you see different lines basically. He has a slightly better angle for this right turn, hence he can be a bit more inside. But it was basically just two different approaches, you know. I went a bit more direct, so I'm ahead. Yeah, because I went more direct in this left turn. He went, however, more for the angle that he has now to the right turn, where he catches up again. But as I'm further left, I actually can exit this better. And I decided to exit it in a way where I keep more speed and have a tighter angle for the left. And then I also drift this in a way where I take more exit. So I'm again taking a worse angle for the next turn. But I went for it, you know, I went for it. Did a very quick neo slide here. Somehow didn't show the small break from the neo slide. Naja. And Granadi just has the better angle overall, but I'm surprised at this point that he is catching up, because here I'm going full speed already. Like, why would he gain there? Everything made quite sense, but why the heck is he gaining here, and how does he get around? This makes no sense to me. Like, why does he have more exit speed there? That's very confusing. But I guess that in Flyer has basically a run that looks exactly like my run, just with Granadi's ending. We had incredible players hunting here. Yeah, also you can see that he is also going more the Granadi line, takes a better angle to the right. And they hit this pretty well, and they are ahead here already, ahead of me. And now they drift a bit stronger than me, and now you see how I catch up. I'm basically equal to them, but they can already start their left drift, while I still have to wait a little bit. And yeah, then it's this exit here. Flyer got is slightly the best, also crazy. So here was Jekyll my discovery. But what would you do to gain more time? Yeah, I mean, what is the speed? Like, that's illegal, to be honest. It's just illegal. They all got it and it's so close. Oh my god. Also what happens here is that the idea is to drive more stronger diagonal here to really have no airtime, but they also use this edge there to land slightly on. And I also tried that, but I couldn't really improve my PB. My PB is also actually already taking less of a jump than I did before and goes wider here but takes less airtime. My PB is already doing that, but doing it that extreme, I tried it. I couldn't beat my PB somehow. But you see, they actually use this brown edge a little bit here. I think so, at least. I think that I touched it. But yeah, the fact that they... The thing is, they lose a lot of time. If you look at this, a full steer to the right and then going so outside, that loses quite some time. But the fact that they actually get that much exit speed, that they already here pass me, is crazy. And then they have more and more exit speed, of course. And then it's just precision, precision, precision. And here, you need to, of course, land as good as possible in this downhill. That's also similar for everyone. And now Nixo just has a slightly better angle for this ending than some of the others that were ahead. Yeah, it's a mega, mega, mega close. Alright, and now we have the last map, map 5, which I actually hunted also quite long, in the point 56, holy shit. Also I had to hunt it long because it's somehow the people were so hunted on this. It was also a bit different to drive than what I expected, to be honest. But yeah, this will get decided in the last turn mostly. Yeah, what the heck. Also, one weird thing for me was that this is actually full speed to drive. And exactly when this moving block runs away, you can already steer to the right and make it before this one blocks the way more. And now you see I have also a very similar start, and now you just drive against this pipe and you pray for a very good uphill on this pipe. With this angle, and they get it, of course. But now comes the craziest thing, and that is this transition into this pipe here. The transition into this pipe now and into the last turn matters the most. And you want to get this last turn mega inside, and my best last turns were always when I clipped this plastic edge and it pushed me around. So now if you see how he did that. He lands like this, the car makes the jump. Also the others do that. But when you look, some of them are already more angled. The world record is actually not as angled. But he manages to touch this CP, and the CP turns him around super inside, and then he is already straightened out and can accelerate. Like, it is a bit luck based, to be honest. And we have Engine with a raid. Thanks a lot, Engine. And yeah, this Jonas guy, he was on the server when I once joined there, and he was definitely also extremely strong on this map. But it's only third, yeah, it's super close. Alright, and those are the maps. Now let's go discovering the new 5 tracks. Map 236 to 240. Alright. What do we have? Start with a wide map, as usual. I was a bit confused if there is penalty here or not. No, there's not. Okay. This transition is gonna be mega important. So how do we do this the best? Then maybe cut over this penalty, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is what I want to test now as well. This was what I wanted to test next try. If there is a line here. It looked very blocked at first. I have to get rid of this Cam 7 bug again. I have to figure out again how it worked. But don't spoil too much, it's a discovery. Also this one here, I guess. Oops, that was bad. That was nothing in the end. This was the idea, but I'm not sure if you want to go there. Maybe not. Oh, that was a 6 start. Ah, that was bad. Damn it. Ah, you have to risk this. Over time. But I really don't know if that's if you want to go the furthest left finish, super inside, or if you want to go middle. It's always hard to say, to be honest. Have to figure out then the easiest. Okay, let's go inside now. It's position 1200 only, actually. This one was pretty good, it felt like. Ah, okay, I was still going to inside into this. So now here, minus 11, minus 9. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, now I got it good. Rip, I finished. I was looking at the copium time. $439. I mean, that's decent. But not as good as I expected. I mean, it's hard to say how much you can gain in this wall ride part. Is there anything else possible here? Ah. Upsala. Ah, shit. Okay, I see. I lost actually quite some time. At the wall right exit. Ah, wanted to go inside. Whoa. Okay, 216th. I mean, that was a big improvement. I think I keep that for now. Hard to say how to improve it much further, to be honest. Because this one, everything was better than in my PBs before. Well, it's a decent position. Let's go next map. Is this just tech? Left or right? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's tech in combination with these penalty grass sections. Should be a map where I get a good position. Because it's more skill based than the first map, I would say. Also it's surprisingly easy on tech maps to get a good position. You can basically see that in many weeks. But this is strange to drive. Upsala. Don't need to do a wiggle there. A bit blind this apex. Yeah, this is already position 400. Is the end really symmetrical? No, it's not. I didn't even look at it, but I definitely drive the correct ending. But what is this? From here? Yeah, of course, you don't even see the ramp here. As I'm doing the correct line, but it's strange. Why would you build it like that? How did I not notice that, man? Ah, rip. I lost a lot in the end. Ah! Like, this is a bit a strange section of this map. If it was absolutely full tech, then you would also see a few different names in the top, like Shark. It's not often there. But with these penalty patches, it becomes a little bit weirder. Ah, okay, you can be 2 inside. Ah, this would have been good. A point 30. But can of course also gain in the beginning more time. Very different lines. Yeah, 0.26, and this is 103rd. That's a weird thing, like map 2 is often the easiest to get a good position on, to be honest. Because it's often tech based and somehow people struggle hard on it. And it's so confusing, but when we have an old car map 2, then it is more difficult for me. Even though it's old car. But on old car map 2s, I struggle much more to get top 100. Oh, that could have been it. There's definitely some pressure when you have the lead after this turn for the finish, because the finish is not easy to hit perfect. The PB was extremely good in it. Wow. Ah, typical. Ah. That was such a sick run. But it's annoying that you can be too inside in the end. But was there a way that this timeline is not always showing up? Like why was it even, every time I restart it's there? That's so confusing, why is it doing it? Can be ending. Not the start that I want. I mean, we know that I can beat my PB in the first drift. And then I can drive a bit of a different line to the next chicane. Where I take the right turn faster. like this kind of. Then the left turn is slower, but could overall be better. It's annoying when the car doesn't start the drift, because I don't want to near slide this corner. Okay, 100 PB, and that gave me like 15 positions. On such a diagonal finish, you're most likely also ending up with the same thousands all the time. Like, it's not a big coincidence that I had a point 5 as last digit. That I had a 5 as last digit, and then I improved now by exactly 100. So it's again a 5. 5 is like a typical digit. So I guess there will be quite a lot of equals in the records. Yeah, 2 is another typical digit. I want to get one more run where I have this big lead. Would have been probably a pretty solid position. Holy shit. Oh man, this is not a PB. Oh man, this ending, ey. But holy shit, what was that run? That was so strange, because I was miles behind. But I got this left turn so perfect. Holy shit. That shows the potential on this map, actually. Oh, rip. How is this behind? Ah. Come on, please. I had to release, otherwise I would have missed the finish again. Also was not the greatest ending, to be honest. But we take it. I mean, it is pretty decent. I can hunt this further during the week. Lost dirt. So we have to figure out where to go. Two checkpoints. This is again one of these maps where you drive every line and then you... How does it look from above? Also the first thing that I did was full left. Then we can also go here and there. This is interesting. Can you cut this? This would be maybe worth to try, but let's go through all the lines first. This was only 2/10, guys. Yeah, not sure how I have to drive this in the end. I want to see if I take it like this, a hover. Yeah, a 400's improvement, but there is much more possible for sure. Yeah, this is just worse. I don't need to take this line. Then... Okay. Here's a small cut that you can do. I would actually PP with that. I want to actually get that ghost. So let's go with that. Yeah, PP. So now we can compare it with this. And you see that this is already much faster. Also, I'm pretty sure we can say that this is faster. But now the question is... that didn't work. Wasn't champagne enough. If there is any way where you take this checkpoint and get to this finish. It looks bad. I don't think so. But yeah, I think the biggest chance is this cut here. Two hearts. Because I'm pretty sure you can get that a lot better. Ha ha ha. The thing is, if we check where are the checkpoint 2s, yeah? We can take any way that we want to these checkpoint 2s. No? We have this checkpoint and this checkpoint. So one thing that you could, with this checkpoint, think is, what if you come from here and then, there are a bunch of stones to be honest, and you would somehow go through this and then up here to this finish, but it does not really look good. Otherwise, if you take this finish, it would then always be, at this checkpoint, it would always be this finish that you go to. Can you cut here maybe a little bit? Nah, it's all penalty and it does not be, no, there's also something blocked. No, I don't think so. And I mean, this is something we tested. You just go full left. No? There should not be much more possible. Yeah, this is... I don't see a different way where this would be the last checkpoint, to be honest. And you can also not really go to a different finish. At least I don't think that this finish works. And how would this finish up here be better than this one where you just drive to? You would need to exit it. I mean, I can try it. I can try it to see like if that's maybe a chance, but I doubt it. Yeah, never ever. Never ever. Okay, so then we have the option that this is our checkpoint 2. And this checkpoint, as second checkpoint, has... this is where I found the cut. That instead of going this way, which is the obvious way to get there, it seems that this way could be faster. This is now the cut that I found, because if we compare it against my ghost, and I go here... Wait, I have to get it good, of course, for good comparison. Interesting is that Corny has a record here in second place on this map. Corny is always there when there are weird maps. But Nick is always there when there are smooth steer maps. So, It's hard to get this very good, but you see where my ghost is. I will never catch it up. Like, it's just slower. So... And then we have a second checkpoint possibilities, these two. Upsala. So this checkpoint. The normal intended way is that you get there from here. Can you maybe jump out and get to it? Also there is a rock placed. And this rock is placed there for a reason, I guess. I mean, I can go next to it. Or lock myself above. Let's get a different angle. Something like this. Next to the rock. Slow. Also this is not the way. So the fastest way into this checkpoint is the intended line. Or can you do something with the intended way to drive it faster? You take this checkpoint. Is there something here with the stones? Because this is actually a slow section, to be honest. Nah, stones are just in the way. This is a very weird turn, to be honest. Time is too slow. Also, I think that this checkpoint is also ruled out. Unless you would find something from this checkpoint to a different finish. Now we are of course here. And there is a chance to jump out to this finish, but how would that ever be better than just going into this finish? I mean, we are talking from this versus this, and this is way longer and you would jump, so I don't think. So, and then we have the option that this checkpoint here is our second CP. And there are two ways to get there, but it is very obvious that this unintended cut line is the better way to get to this checkpoint. And this checkpoint has now the interesting option that there are two finishes close by, and it could be faster to get to this finish, but I don't see how you would get there. So yeah, I don't know. We have basically, I think I found everything. Or can there be something completely strange that I did not think about yet? If I go straight here and to the left, this was really weird. Is there actually a ramp here with one of these stones? That would make sense for a better line. Like if there was something here so that you don't need to do the chicane, then not really. Also, I mean, I had a guess how it is. This is something we can only say when we use the unclaimed. Two, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's as I expected, until the 4 finishes. So yeah, nothing hidden. Yeah, no, then it's 2 lines that I can hunt and see which is faster. I have the feeling that I might still miss. Here's, for example, a rock. Oh, wait. Something like this, and then you go over those stones. I don't know. Oh god, I forgot what I wanted to do. Yeah, cannot really jump over. Let's just try it the normal line. I would have beaten my PP by a bit. Yeah, but it's only 1400 and there's not really much to gain. Okay, we go the other way again. Which I think has also more potential. Wasn't really good, this one. Wait, I just have an idea. Is this a cheat or not? No ghost. Ah, okay. That would have been also super annoying if that was possible. I had less exit speed here. There's a tree in the way. The question is, how high are these checkpoints? Could you basically transition here maybe from penalty to the next or something? But I don't think that the way I'm doing it, bug slide wouldn't be fast, I think. Because I have no speed at the exit here. Yeah, that's slow. Not good. I went for speed, but also not good. As I'm pretty sure there's... As I can beat my PP with this way. The way here is a bit awful to drive. And now maybe this could be the PP. I lost a bit of time there. Ah, damn it. I feel like I'm still missing something. Or we miss something still. Because when I'm only on position 1400... with two different lines, but I end up on this position with both of these lines. And there is a chance that I'm missing something. I have more speed here, also better time in the CP. Made places. I mean, who knows? Maybe everyone is just so close together. I made a lot of places at least. Oh yeah, this 1/10 gained me 500 positions. Okay. This fucking gear. Yeah, it's just everything is close together most likely here. And there is not much skill involved in this track. It's like literally one transition, one turn into transition, and that's it. Okay, I didn't expect that the checkpoint counts there. 134th, with 143 of an improvement. Yeah, okay, I touched the CP even though I didn't touch it. That's weird. Yeah, who would have thought so, that you get a checkpoint there? But that I tried it once. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is something that's super weird to figure out, you know? I basically don't touch the checkpoint, but I still get it. I think I'm close to a good... Also my PP is already pretty close to a really good run. Here are stones in the way if I go there. Boah. That was wobbly too much. There. Ah! That was close. I almost got it. Oh. Oh, it's behind. So close. Yeah, this was now a smooth landing, but you get more penalty. Like the moment from penalty into the road, this has to be perfect for maximum speed. I mean, if it's only this little bit, then anyone can get a record here. Almost. I think I take this one. Let's go next. The speed map. Oh no, it has a speed slide. I mean, I have to figure out if the speed slide's really better. Let's actually go nose slide for one lap. This we then can test out. Speed slide is actually gaining in the comparison. Also I believe you do a small speed slide, but then you go into a nose slide again to take a very inside turn. Interesting is now also this here. Is this speed slide worth anything? Not with this checkpoint line. So now I can test. Yeah, I'm gaining. With the right line, I'm gaining. Yep. 235th. But I basically hit everything the way I wanted to. Oh. Oh, even more inside finish, okay. Didn't really get the angle fit. This wall ride part is of course a bit strange to drive. Yeah, it's definitely possible that in this wall ride there are certain lines possible that give you more speed. It's not obvious for me how you have to drive this. But sometimes I have this kind of lead after the wall. So this is definitely still improvable to my PB. Like a sub 18 is surely a goal for many. The speed slide on the very first plastic is also mega important. Sometimes my run is basically over already. I still have potential for more. Whenever I have a really good wall ride, I just don't get to the line that I need for the next speed slide. Yeah, it's hard to combine the two. Rock you like a hurricane. Oh, flip. Oh my god! 24th. How inside was this last turn, please? Yeah, everything was better in this one. I kept the grip nicely, I had a better wall ride, I managed to get the line here with it. Very late speed slide. And then the incredible inside line here. That's what I want. Yeah, 24th place, nice. Alright, next one. And there is Snooker. Oh. I like to see that. Okay, let me check. What can I do here? Because I want to get to that other booster there. How do I dodge this? What? It's probably better to not wall right. You can also go here, take this booster. So there are different lines possible, to be honest. Also, here in the start, I don't need to take this wall right, I believe. This weird jump is a bit strange. What we have here. Okay, 15.7, but yeah. Scheiße. So what would be the time? 15.4. It's not safe to say if it's better to not take the wall rate if you have that much speed. I can also try one more thing, which is like super inside. Ah, definitely also an option. It's also interesting, to be honest. We just go super inside. Very easy way to get to this booster here. Now let's hit this booster here. And I try for 72 only. This is so in the way, I don't know, I don't like that. So weird to drive. But basically I want to do exactly what my PB now does. With the difference that I hit this one checkpoint and don't miss it. Shit. Want to get one run like this, and then we can try again some different lines with the wall race especially, if there is something possible that is maybe faster. But first of all I need to get a run through with the lines that I'm currently trying. Yeah, and this is the run that I wanted. 15.08 and 204th with that. Nice. So now we can compare. What if I take the first wall ride? Can this ever be better? Can this wall ride ever be better? No. No, then I feel like I did everything correct, to be honest. And then let's try my smooth stick gamepad. Everybody wants to rule the world. Wanted to try again the inside line here once, but I believe I will always get overtaken. Yeah. Definitely another week where the fifth map is not LOL. Also it is not like random. It is completely skill based. The only weird thing is the camera. And that's it. And as it has multiple possible lines, it is more like a pathfinding map as well. The third map, however, is a bit LOL because it's only like one jump. And that's it. Got another PB. Minus 89,000 and the sub 15. Many people are going for the sub, I believe. Position 108 is pretty decent. But then again, for an old car smooth steer map, why the heck am I only outside of the top 100 with a clean run? Why are people on old car maps more hunted? And like, why are they having always like better records there? It's like super strange. Because when we had the first old car weekly short maps, it was literally free to get a good position for me. But since a few months, it is like the opposite. When there's old car, I am always happy to see old car, but it's always super difficult to get a good position on these maps. I mean, there is of course still a chance that I do something wrong, because this map definitely has multiple different lines that you can take. But from my testings, what I do now is the best. Maybe there is something better with this weird tree hit here. Make a better line through that. Like imagine I find something where I can... In here, yeah, I can jump like this. And then the early try where I go far on the side here. It is weird, it is also difficult to hit, to be honest. I cannot really do it the way I want to. I want to actually be very close to the wall and then parallel to the wall. As far right as possible, but then a straight jump. Ah, here. Yeah, but look at this. I'm actually jumping too far. Otherwise, no, this tree that is in the way, if I go just right of it, then that would be a very straight line to that checkpoint. But it's not possible. Super annoying. I think that it's better to take the booster there as well. Yeah, you have to guess a little bit. Camera doesn't make it easier. After the respawn it's easier. Equal. Also, yeah, it's probably better to take the boost if you hit this imperfectly. But records should be close together here. I want one more PB where I go into the top 100. I was also a few times now ahead. But never by a lot. Ah, missed it. Ah. This won't be beat into the top 100. It is a bit very small, but it's actually hard to find much more time on this, to be honest. Would require quite some longer hunt. Yeah, I would say I take this though. It's nice that it's again old car and again like a bit skill based on the 5th map. Now, how do I like this week? It's pretty okay as well. Second map is pretty good for me. There's a lot possible. First map, I'm not sure if I understand it perfectly. The third map, however, is quite boring. I found the correct line very early, it's just the execution took a bit. And the execution was only weird because you could basically not go through the checkpoint and still get it. The 4th map, yeah, I understood it really well, but very difficult. And 5th map, nice. Of course, a bit blind this 5th map, yeah. Naja. For Juliano's Cup, if that would happen, the good thing is that there is no random LOL map in map 5, but map 3 would be quite random. And map 1 also quite tough to get a low jump there when you need it. Alright, yeah, I take this. Currently Hybrid is leading, but of course just amount, like everyone has like one first place, I guess. Even though Guten is first there now. Subs here. I'm not sure how updated that is actually.